Hi, I'm Peggy, your crypto gal, and welcome to the crypto space. Okay, guys, listen, I want to kind of step back a little bit of time for the newbie because I'm always about trying to get more and more people involved, being able to share the knowledge of the crypto space and what's going on out there because it is just so important. It's dynamic, it's volatile, it's crazy, it's wild, it's adventurous. Kind of guess that just fits my portfolio of life as well. But good morning to you, tip of the coffee to you, tea, whatever your Vask is for the morning, or if you're in the night as well. Okay, so take a breath, step back. So looking at the market, let's just take a little breather into it. Relatively from a quiet weekend in which Bitcoin neared its 49,000, the asset lost more than $4,000 in just one day, but the alternative of the coins suffered even more. Now, what I mean by that is your Ethereum, your Cardano ADA, your Ripple, your XRP, your Solana, your SOL. They are more charting double-digit declines. So they took a big hit. And like a friend of mine always said, you know, whenever Bitcoin takes a hit, the altcoins bleed very heavily. And they kind of do. They kind of do. But as I've reported that Bitcoin dumps its 44.5K, that is reported as of yesterday, the weekend was quite stable and uneventful, that it's moved into its price movements. Now, I think you will see this volatility continue. They're claiming this on the bearish side of the market. Sure, when it goes down, does that make the bears come out and roar? Absolutely it does, but this didn't set for the challenge of being on Saturday, that 49,000, but not to unveil itself. However, the situation has changed since then and is highly in a negative way. The Bitcoin started tumbling on Sunday and dropped itself to the 47 factor, and where it's bearishly held itself for a little bit, at least over close to a 24-hour period. Whereas the bears were not done and kept pushing the cryptocurrency south, and Bitcoin drops to itself of 46 and opening down to or closing down, excuse me, into 45,000. That it's set into a bearish scaling. So with that being said, is it scary? And looking at we're going into with our day of starting out the week the way that we're looking at it, Bitcoin's down into 43,000. So I believe that you're going to see this drop a little bit more. So the altcoins are going to kind of bleed a little bit more. Do I feel like you should be in a panic? No, I don't. This is just some people pulling out like I described the other day on some videos. You have those big investment company sources that just can't hang. They don't know how to hodl. And this is one of the things about this volatile market. It's not like the stock markets. It's totally different. You're working on an internet. You're working on what is called the blockchain. The blockchain has been around for many, many years. Our governments gave us this technology so that they could follow, and now they're just in a closer, but I'll get it. That's a yeah. This is what I love about this market. It just goes in so many different directions. But talking about Bitcoin, it's dropped itself. It's, you know, you can see it over here on the right-hand side, looking at this market chart, nearly 7%, a little over almost 7.5%. In its scalability line and where it's going. Do I feel like this is damaging to those of pocketbook? No. I mean, I have definitely scaled back on my Bitcoin investment for sourcing, that I'm now only 10% in Bitcoin out of my entire portfolio. I am definitely into the altcoins, as well as focusing into the DeFi system only for the measures of where it's going to go in the directions that I see. But everybody has their own, and this is what I like about this market. You can kind of set your own justification of it. You don't have a centralized bank saying, oh, well, I'm sorry, but this is BOA, Bank of America, and this is our percentage for our loans is at 6%. Oh, well, we're Wells Fargo and we're at 6.5%. There, you don't get to justify, you know, that is what it is. Whereas with this volatile market, you can move your finance around wherever the hell you want to and create your own. And if you want to go and borrow, you can make money off of borrowing against your Bitcoin. I mean, it's like, and not be penalized. Oh my gosh, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. No offense to our Elon Musk there. But you can see that it has done its scalability. Its RSI factors have definitely dropped itself over in the 24-hour period. This is one that you can see The low was 42,000. The high was 47,000 coming into it on Sunday night. I awoken with the alarms just going off like every 30 minutes. I finally just turned it off because I was just like, okay, it's obviously not going to set its standards of rule, and it's not going to give us something that we need to measure with this and be able to hold our values with Bitcoin. Like I say, do I feel like you are in trouble with your Bitcoin? I do not feel this. At this time last year, people always go back to this. You have to understand where Bitcoin was just in 2020 alone, coming out of COVID. You were pushing it anywhere between $12,000 to $14,000 at the end of September. And people were excited about that and thinking, oh my God, where the hell is this going? And look where we're at today. We're at 47. We're hitting 52. Will we get back up to the 55s and 59s? And yeah, we will. It takes everyone to do it. We're at that 1.3% of the total population valuing or putting value, excuse me, that's not even a word, valuing where your inlay is. And this is why I like delivering the message. I like talking to people. I like sharing this information so that people will know where they can lay their head at night, knowing where their money is. And I just think that is so important. This is why read and research this is the definition of it. And there is so much out there. It goes from one step to another step to another step, and it's so exciting. And this is probably why I don't even have a boyfriend or a husband, is because I'm so married to cryptocurrency that it's devouring my life, because I'm just constantly, there's just so much more, and it doesn't matter because it's a 24-hour clock. It's like Vegas. It's open 24 hours, any casino that you go to. So this market space it's just a constant movement of flow and education. Right? You can educate yourself seriously in this market. And if you don't know, reach out to people like myself, reach out to my friends, Steve Colley, Paula Manscalli, Santiago Valise, James Rule. These are people out on Twitter. They can answer any question you want, and don't be scared to ask. This is what I love about this market, is I don't have to feel like an idiot. It's like, what the hell is that node doing? I don't even understand why that miner is moving that node when it's still not full and complete on that particular blockchain area. Why is he creating another one? Why is the percentage numbers changing when we need a bigger percentage number in that particular node of the blockchain? I mean, these are things, and it's like, okay, Peggy, let me explain it to you. And it's like, but you're not criticized. You're not judged. It's like, I'm not your personal financial advisor. I'm not here to direct you in where your money needs to be. I'm just here to share more information with you guys and be able to set the standards in regards to this volatile market. So moving forward for the newbies, because this is on a newbies things, looking into the week of where you might want to be, where you might want to go, I say hodl. Okay. I say, put the brakes on. Cheers to you. Have a cup of coffee, have your tea, have your drink if you're in the evening time. Settle in for a hard ride. Is this the bearish market? No, we have taken a bearish pull back into this, but with this retracement coming about, you'll see that this will graduate itself and Bitcoin will justify on the outcome of this. Now, let's take a step over and let's go to my favorite side of the market, one that I'm deep into, and that's playing into the DeFi market. Now, the DeFi market is at large with some changes in ranks, and we will start with my favorite of Uniswap. Uniswap, for those that don't know and those that are still graduating on learning, let me give you a little bit of a definition of what it is. Uniswap is back in order on the DeFi as a popular decentralized trading protocol. It is known for its role in facilitating automated trading of the decentralized finance. That's the DeFi tokens. Uniswap, UNI, which is its three-letter code, was launched in November of 2018. Uniswap is the 7th largest digital asset with a market capitalization of about or close or over $11 billion. Its gains are considerable of popularity this year thanks to the DeFi phenomenon and associated surge in the token tradings, which aims to keep token trading automated and completely open to anyone who holds tokens, while improving the efficiency of trading versus that on a traditional exchange. So this can prove If you're trading out there for your tokens or an NFT or even your currency, this can give you a better value of that particular exchange to know where your money is going. A lot of you have asked me why and what makes UNI unique. Uniswap exists to create liquidity and therefore trading and the value that trading provides for the DeFi sphere. UNI, of the governance token, the UNI, was created in order to self-sustain its infrastructure while continuing to carefully protect its indestructible and autonomous qualities. Although UNI as a long-term investment raises the brow of the deep investor, but attracts in the smart contracts investor of a future to create this as a decent strategy. With its blockchain on Ethereum's smart contract system, it provides it with a lot of utilization well into the future. UNI is poised to benefit from the same momentum as Ethereum. Okay, and I'm going to get to Ethereum for those newbies that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but those that do and or have been doing their reading research and kind of keeping up to date with this, this is something that it plays of an equal balance. Like I told you the other day, you've got to find your balance. You've got to find where you want to invest and what you want to develop with this. UNI plays high into the factors. It held big time when it did its big launch into the movement of September 2020, created the investors to get on board with this. It moved itself highly and it's held high into the rankings. I don't believe that you'll see Uniswap take a dive anywhere. I believe you'll see Uniswap even grow more into detail, further into its growth of investments. You'll see more and more of the deep well investors as well as your corporations want to get more involved because it's going to create this decentralized finance for the centralized banks to figure out what's the best exchange. Moving money. So this plays into a huge role factor of a definition with UNI. So let's just take a quick glance over at what UNI's doing out on the markets and where it can establish itself. Now, looking at this, you can see stepping into the market. When I first got on this morning to create my schmeal for you guys, Uniswap was holding itself at number 11 into the markets. Of course, Avalanche has taken over, and I'm going to talk a little bit about Avalanche. It's one that I've been watching myself. But you can see the market cap has graduated itself. Oh, sorry, you guys. It's capitalizing itself and moving in the margins, which is why Avalanche has now moved itself to number 11, but doesn't sell itself short. And I'll tell you shortly why Avalanche is doing what it's doing. But you can see the overall of Uniswap and where its derivatives have come from, where its market values lies. It's down 9%. This is part of the bleed in those altcoins that I just told you about, with Bitcoin taking its huge dive. As Bitcoin continues to soar itself down in a bearish movement, you'll see this pullback come about with Uniswap as well as all of the other altcoins itself. This is a good market value of being in its inlay. You can see that it has also done its overlay of looking into its price margin. The price change has only been a negative of $2.27 in 24 hours. So I don't create that as a deficit that I should be moving my money or taking a hit from it. Excuse me, you guys. But making sure that you can see the RSI has definitely justified itself. But let me come back up here. I'm going to go into it for a week because I do not look at things for one day. I do not. I only give the numbers for a 24-hour period. You can see that it's done its bleed and where it's going and what its inlay is. And so you can see this difference of playing in the price change now, $2.30. So it's increased itself of this, movement. Okay, this bearish movement. And as Bitcoin, like I say, keeps taking this dive, you'll start seeing this throughout the day, probably. I don't know, it's Monday and there's a lot going on in the regular stock markets. When I got up this morning with the Nikkei doing what it's doing, China taking its It's total over there. Alibaba moving itself in the market. I just think you're seeing this movement and it's playing its role. Some of the investors are freaking out over there, which justifies its system. And that's when I saw the big alerts coming through. So that meant that, you know, China and Japan were waking up. So these movements were creating my alerts to go off for me. And I was just like, okay, guys, y'all are obviously freaking out over there in Asia. So I'm just going to turn you off and I'll look at you and let me get a couple hours of sleep in. But with this trading volume, you can see that it's up 81% in its trading volume. So do you look at it as a negative? No, I don't. So it's definitely one that you can definitely take a toll for yourself of pulling out into the markets and where it's going to inlay. I believe in Uniswap. I still believe that Uniswap will hold its values. I think that you'll definitely see where these inlays come into play factor. Uniswap has always been at the top. You can see where the other day when I was talking to you guys that Terra Luna, it was playing into its high market advantages as well, with Link being underneath Luna, and that made Uniswap come into a third spot place. So you can see where the volatility plays into this market source and where it inlays with this. So this movement, this bearish movement, is only because of what Bitcoin's doing. Bitcoin is the driver, as well as what I say. I've watched what Ethereum does more than what I do on Bitcoin. I'm real big into the Ethereum ecosystem because that platform is able to let so many tokens be able to be on that particular blockchain so that these investors can invest, such as yourself as the retailer versus the large corporations that need this deep dive to be able to move money and put it where it needs to be. This is where I hold this value line with Uniswap and what it targets for today. Okay, so let's go on to Avalanche. As y'all just saw when I was showing you guys the movement, Avalanche is the fastest smart contracts platform in the blockchain industry. It is measured by time to finality and has the most validators securing its activity of any POS protocol. That in POS is proof of stake for those newbies that are coming on board. Avalanche is blazingly fast. It is low cost and it's eco-friendly. It's green. Avalanche launched its mandate in September of 2020. So it's now graduated itself for a year of this movement that the company's blockchain platform provides relatively fast solutions for the smart contracts, is in attracting interest as a network for applications development for non-fungible tokens. That's the NFTs. And the DeFi, the decentralized finance. These gains of recognition to the investors are looking for a solitude of gain with large investment as to why AVAX might just hold on to the ranks. I don't know that much other than what I've done in the last 24 hours of reading up on Avalanche, but its securities interest me the most of where it's driving for itself. And being green with this G20 factor coming in from 2019 and 2020 of where we're going in 2035 to 2050 of being electric cars, that we're going to be totally focused on the internet, that we're going to be living in a technology digital world. This is what makes me think, okay, I might want to just pay attention more of what's happening out there with Avalanche and what's going on with it. So let's go ahead and let's step over there. And like I say, guys, let's take a look at Avalanche and look at what it's done in the market. And I'll kind of graduate a little bit more in detail with it. You can see that it's definitely taken into its spot now I'm in the DeFi market, not the overall cryptocurrency rankings. I'm in the DeFi market. It ranks number 11 in the cryptocurrency market. It just did that within maybe an hour and a half ago. But you can see that it's definitely graduated itself. Just a few minutes ago when I was talking to you about Uniswap, it was at $13 billion of moving its market cap, and now it's at 13.6. It was at 13.5 when I was talking to you guys. So it's graduating itself. It's up 12% of its overall 7-day percentage value. So let's open it up. Let's take a look at this, moving itself in. And it's just, it's booming. I mean, it's moving quick. Its high in 24 hours is $76. Its low is 55. So yeah, it's definitely graduating. You can see the RSI as it's growing into its falters. So let's look at this in 7 days, where it came from. Okay. It came from out of the blue, and it's now moving into the green. This is definitely one that's going to crawl. Do I feel like it's going to stay this way? Unfortunately, no. But it is a year old. So let's look at it of its factor for a year. It has been a scalability movement with this particular token. It's definitely bled, where you can see where it has bled into, looking at the dates of this, exactly what Bitcoin and Ethereum have done. So it's not any different as to where its underlines have been. Yeah, so 2.53 billion, now we're at 180. Yeah, so it's definitely one that I would probably focus more into. I would definitely maybe keep it on an alert, watch it. I definitely am one that's going to put a little bit in it, not much in my market value line, but that's just my personal opinion. So I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm seeing, why I'm doing it, why I feel like it's unique. The green part is the one that keys for me. I'm all about the project and what's out there on the blockchain, because the project is what moves the money. Okay, in my opinion, Steve and Paul from One Global Money, when we were together, they would totally disagree with me on that. You know, they're definitely of what's the market doing. Me, I'm not. I'm about I'm the project girl. I guess that's why my name's Peggy. Starts with a P, right? But this is one that I would say I would definitely hold just to watch it and see where it goes, and where its derivatives are going to be, and what its alignment's going to be of the market, and where its entails are going to lay for your better investment. It's going to bleed. It's going to bleed, but it might not bleed too hard, maybe I should say. Maybe it's going to hold its value, because it's definitely increased itself, and it just came into this market having a 1-year anniversary from last year on its mainnet. So this is one that I would definitely keep as an alert, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not your financial advisor. Talk to who you need to talk to. If you want to research out, if you want to send me an email and you want to go over this more, I'm on WhatsApp as well, or you could reach out to me on Telegram as well. I'll be happy to chit chat with you. I love controversial, but I don't get ugly about it. I like to do the read and research. And if you say, hey, Pegs, I found this out. Oh, I wasn't aware of it. I'll do the research on it as well. I'm all about wanting to find out more, because there is just so much out there, guys. Okay, now let's keep moving on for last but lastly, and that's my favorite of all time, ever since I got involved with Steve and Paul back on One Global Money days. It was the top of the top. I fought for it. I believe in it. I still believe in it. I love playing with it. It is my highest percentage value line in my full investment of money, and that is Ethereum. Stepping back into the cryptocurrency rankings of Ethereum, which I will open it up in just a few minutes, and I always compare it with Bitcoin. And me and another fellow cryptocurrency person talk about this, and we have ever since day one, and that's Santiago Veliz on Twitter, and he's not scared to admit it as well. Ethereum holds the ecosystem. It is a huge blockchain system. Okay, Ethereum's down a little over 11%, still crawling itself back up in the last 24 hours. It's a ticking time bomb right now, only because of what Bitcoin does. You have big brother and you have little sister. And I love the fight between the two, but in the end, they're really both a margin of those that can set the standards of where the investor can lay with his money. Ethereum is a decentralized open source blockchain system that features its own cryptocurrency, the Ether. Okay. And if you don't know what the Ether is, I'm not going to sit here and describe it to you, because I can go on forever talking about Ether. But Ether works as a platform for numerous other cryptocurrencies. That's right. There are tons of different cryptocurrencies that play on that ecosystem. And when you look up Ethereum and really dive into it, you'll be able to see that. Those who are already into it, the white paper was first described in 2013 by Vitalik Buterin, a Russian-Canadian kid, along with other co-founders of high substantial qualities, and I'll get into them in a minute, as co-founders that secured funding for the project in an online public crowd. And back in the summer of 2014, and officially launched the blockchain in 2015, before Bitcoin even did its shit back in 2016. Excuse me, I get excited. But with saying that, Ethereum's own purported goal is to become a global platform for decentralized applications. This allows users from all over the world to write and run their software, create your own coin, put it out on the system where you can work with this with the resistance to censorship, downtime, and fraud, so that you have this protection. A better way to describe for those new to the crypto markets, Ethereum operates on a decentralized computer network, or a distributed ledger called the blockchain, which manages and tracks the currency. It can be useful to think of the blockchain like a running receipt of every transaction. So you know how your CPA tells you, oh, keep your receipts, and then when you get ready to turn in your taxes, I don't need the receipts, but make me a spreadsheet. So there's the blockchain ledger, and just list it out. You have meals and entertainment, you have travel, you have your rental space with your leases, you have your taxes from the previous year, what have you paid in future taxes, and you list all this out. So treat that as the blockchain. This is what Ethereum does, okay? And it makes you keep a listing of all of those receipts so that you know exactly what your cryptocurrency is doing. Now, co-founders with Valtech have branched off with their own coins and substantially reliable in its own sources off the Ethereum blockchain, and established their own protocols to date, such as Gavin Wood, very well known for those that are invested in Polkadot. That's the DOT when you look at it on the cryptocurrency rankings, and Kusama, the KSM. You have Charles Hoskinson's, one of my favorite and deep into my pocket, and that is Cardano ADA, and where he's going with this ecosystem, and more talented in this ecosystem at large. The uniqueness in Ethereum has pioneered its concept of blockchain for the smart contract platform. Smart contracts are computer programs that automatically execute actions necessary to fulfill an agreement between several parties that are listed in the internet. They were designed to reduce the need for trusted intermediates between contractors, reducing transaction costs while also increasing transaction reliability. That's for the protection I was just telling you guys about. This is why I feel like Ethereum as the project is one that is substantial for those. Ethereum's principal innovation was designing a platform that allowed it to execute smart contracts using the blockchain, which further reinforces the already existing benefits of smart contract technology. Ethereum's blockchain was designed, according to the co-founder, Gavin Wood, which now has Polkadot, as a sort of one of the computer for the entire planet. There's that worldwide use. Think about that. Worldwide use. And if you've got all these people on the internet, it's got to be on a blockchain. This is where Ethereum creates this huge project so that these can be created. And you can see there's over 10,000 different coins. We're almost 11,000 now. These coins and tokens of movement on the internet to protect it, and sourcing for money distribution, where our future is going to lie. You'll eventually be able to negotiate, instead of going to a damn bank and do it, you'll be able to negotiate it right here on the Ethereum blockchain. In addition to smart contracts, Ethereum's blockchain is able to host other cryptocurrency called tokens through the use of the ERC20 compatible standard. A whole nother section for me to open up, and I will do it, I promise. Why I love this market: there are so many ways and means to the internet at which our governments have targets for us to be able to technology control, be technically controlled. But now realize that we have found ways as the people to protect our own money and our investment sources to live without, let's say, I use the word sparingly, controlled. So with that being a further ado, let's open up the Ethereum and take a look at the beauty of it and what's happened with it due to factors of Bitcoin doing its scalability. Opening up Ethereum, we're now at 3,085. We are definitely down in the markets of Ethereum this morning coming into it with its scale that is playing with us. Don't move is my opinion on that. Just sit, be patient. Its high was 3,380, its low was 2,940. You can see the RSI in this, looking at it at 1 day of the 24-hour period. Let's open it up to 7 days. And you know my all-time favorite of what I like to do, and that is its comparison with Bitcoin. You guys, looking at this, it's still in the market. It's still holding itself. Going at it in 1 month, it has definitely taken its hit margins. And again, if I just run for this breaking barrier right here, you can see the line that's been drawn to hold itself of where these indicators have bounced itself back and forth. You can tell the movement in this, whereas over a year ago, we were right at $500 and $800 in Ethereum. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I've got to get in this project. And I'm so glad that I did. I still hold the value that you will see in 2023. 2023. I don't know the month, but you will see the change come into the play where Ethereum will take its hold over this value of Bitcoin. That's right. You just saw it pop up there. You will see. That's right. Let's take it out. There's where it's out. You can see the green. Pay attention to the green. Let's put it back in. You will see that Ethereum will make this movement. Let's just glance. I love the factors in this. Look at this. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum's in the green. Look at it, what it's doing with Bitcoin. Okay, and that's its sister coin. Let's go back to my 7-day value. Oh, baby. Is that not the most beautiful picture you've ever seen? There's Ethereum and there's Bitcoin. This is what I love about this market. This is what I love about this project. I recommend that you have Bitcoin and Ethereum in your portfolio. I'm not your financial advisor, but I am here to be able to save to you guys. There's plenty out there. There's plenty to do your own reading and research with your own investment. So if I've given you one thing today to do your read and research on, I hope it establishes you to be able to increase our percentage of people to get more involved and what we can do out there in this volatile market of cryptocurrency. I'm always here for you guys. Dingle my bell, keep me alive on YouTube. Look out for me on Telegram, Instagram, and Facebook. I love you guys and I'm here for you. Reach out to me. I will see you very soon for the next cryptocurrency market update. Take care. Have a great day.